On September 15, 2025, units from Ukraine's 1st Azov National Guard Corps kept moving forward, focused on retaking territory toward Dobropillia. The Ukrainian armed forces and the National Guard Corps coordinated every step, and as a result, the settlement of Pankivka and the surrounding lands were cleared of enemy forces, and Ukrainian control was restored. But the enemy isn't backing down. They are sending reinforcements, trying to regain momentum, trying to hit back harder. The Russian Armed Forces Command dispatched additional reserves, 4 infantry brigades and a naval infantry regiment, straight into the 1st Azov National Guard Corps' area of responsibility. Every move the enemy makes is closely monitored, every advance calculated, and every attempt to break through met with resistance. Ukrainian defense forces are giving everything, holding positions, coordinating fire, and responding with precision to stop any breach in their lines. Hour after hour, Ukrainian units stand their ground, adjusting, planning, pushing back, ensuring that the land they reclaimed stays in their control and that the enemy gains nothing. Every village, every road, every field matters. Every meter defended is a line in the fight for freedom, and every successful counterattack sends a message. Ukraine is organized. Ukraine is determined. Ukraine will not give up. The 1st Azov National Guard Corps, disciplined, coordinated, motivated, keeps the enemy at bay, even under increasing pressure, even facing repeated assaults. This operation is about more than land. It's about defending lives, protecting families, and standing for the freedom of Ukraine. Every movement is precise, every position fortified, every counterattack executed to make sure the enemy gains nothing, and Ukraine's sovereignty remains intact. The fight is far from over, but one thing is clear: the defenders will keep pushing, keep holding, and keep protecting every inch of their country. Friends, if you, like us, want Ukraine to win, write Slava Ukraine in the comments. The enemy tried to push toward Pokrovsk. Russian infantry were advancing, wave after wave, but they ran into the Freedom Force, part of the 4th Battalion, and alongside them, the 4th Separate Rapid Response Brigade, Dobropillia and Pokrovsk. The attack began. Russian troops moved forward, trying to break through, but the Ukrainian defenders were ready. Drones and intelligence kept track of every move. Coordinates were shared. Fire support units hit the targets. The first wave was stopped. Artillery and mortars tore through their lines. The survivors had no choice but to fall back. Then came the second wave, and the result was the same. The soldiers held their positions, firing through the chaos, pushing the enemy back again. Freedom Force fighters kept up a relentless machine gun barrage. Ruby's units moved smartly, hitting the enemy from the flanks at the right moment. The battle went on for hours. The Russians kept trying, but every time they suffered losses and were forced to retreat. This attack on Pokrovsk showed the strength of Ukraine's defense. Discipline, coordination, and motivation. That's what made the difference. The Freedom Force and Ruby fighters didn't just hold their ground. They inflicted heavy losses, breaking the enemy's momentum completely. The message was clear. Anyone trying to push toward Pokrovsk will be stopped. Those defending Ukraine's freedom will not back down. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications as we continue to provide the latest news. A group of Russian infantry advanced toward Ukrainian positions, riding motorcycles and buggies, planning a sudden attack from the east, but they were spotted by a Ukrainian reconnaissance team. The team's sharp eyes caught every movement, and FPV drones were deployed immediately. The drones swooped in with precision, striking the enemy before they could react. Explosions rocked the area. Dust and debris filled the streets. The enemy unit was completely destroyed. Russian soldiers tried to shoot down the drones, but they were too fast, too agile. Every attempt failed. The drones kept attacking relentlessly, leaving no escape, no cover. The operation was over before the enemy even knew what hit them. This small but decisive strike shows the power of Ukraine's reconnaissance and drone units. Swift, coordinated, and unstoppable. A group of Russian infantry advanced toward Ukrainian positions, riding motorcycles and buggies, planning a sudden attack from the east. But they were spotted by a Ukrainian reconnaissance team. The team's sharp eyes caught every movement, and FPV drones were deployed immediately. The drones swooped in with precision, striking the enemy before they could react. Explosions rocked the area. Dust and debris filled the streets. The enemy unit was completely destroyed. Russian soldiers tried to shoot down the drones, but they were too fast, too agile. Every attempt failed. The drones kept attacking relentlessly, leaving no escape, no cover. The operation was over before the enemy even knew what hit them. This small but decisive strike shows the power of Ukraine's reconnaissance and drone units. Swift, coordinated, and unstoppable. The village of Filia in Dobropilsk, Russian saboteurs sneaked in. They pulled a stunt, hung a Russian flag on one of the buildings. That's when our guys from the Scalia Battalion got the call. Clear the village, wipe out the DRG, and bring our flag back. We split into two groups, pushed forward, tossed grenades, shot our way in, took out their armored vehicle. House by house, we cleared the place. At one point, our vehicle pulled up by the main building. A fighter with the call sign Honda climbed to the roof and raised the Ukrainian flag high. That moment, man, it gave everyone goosebumps. When we came back, the commander showed up right away to shake hands and thank the guys. That meant a lot. Inside the houses, it was close combat. The first contact, then the second. Thick green, short distances. One of us got scratched in the hand, but we kept going. We held the position. We even found the Russian flag they had planted. The guy who put it there, he didn't last. No words, no talk. Just gone. And we moved on to the next target. For us, the motivation is simple. One goal, free our land, kick them out. That's it. On the way back, we hit another group, took one down, grabbed his documents as a trophy. Most of the guys in this unit are volunteers, different backgrounds, but the same fire. Some came here from tough lives, some from prison even. Doesn't matter. What matters is now they fight for their land, for their kids, for their families. One fighter said, "I'm an orphan. I have no one, but they came to my land, they hurt our children and women. That's enough. That's why I fight. This battalion feels like a family. We train together, live together, fight together. The instructors are solid. The guys never stop learning. And the unit operates all along the front line. That says it all. We raised the flag, we cleared Filia, and we'll keep going." Intelligence is watching. Every move, every signal, every position. The target has been spotted, enemy equipment, enemy troops exposed. That's when the FPV Wormbusters strike. Fast drones built for one purpose, hunt and destroy. In this mission, the 414th Battalion locked on to Russian targets. And the result? Total destruction. The drones move low and fast, hugging the ground, impossible to stop. One by one, they dive into vehicles, trenches, strongpoints. Each hit followed by a blast. Metal ripped apart, positions erased. What makes this so effective is simple. Intelligence gives the coordinates. The Wormbusters deliver the punch. Together, they leave the enemy with no safe place to hide. Soldiers on the ground see it too. Russian crews abandon vehicles, running for cover. But the drones keep coming, silent, relentless, unstoppable. This is the new battlefield. Not always tanks or jets. Sometimes it's a cheap FPV drone with an explosive charge, taking out equipment worth millions. The 414th shows how technology and skill can change the balance. One mission, one swarm, and enemy forces vanish. The message is clear. The Wormbusters are out there, and they won't stop until every target is gone. The video, called Magyar Birds, comes from the Donetsk region. In it, Ukrainian fighters show a new way of striking Russian infantry. They use drones to drop improvised explosive devices, IEDs, right into enemy paths. These drones aren't just flying cameras anymore. They scout, they watch, and then they strike. A small charge drops silently from the sky. The moment Russian troops step near it, boom, instant detonation. For Ukraine, this means two huge advantages. First, they can attack from a safe distance without risking soldiers in close combat. And second, it puts heavy pressure on the enemy's mind, because now Russian infantry worry about every step, every road, every field. The effect is brutal. It doesn't just stop advances, it slows down whole units. A handful of drones can pin down dozens of men. The creativity of the Magyar birds shows how drones are reshaping the battlefield. This is modern war, not only tanks or artillery, but a buzzing drone carrying a small charge, turning the ground beneath the enemy into a trap. From above, it looks almost effortless. One drone, one drop, one explosion. That is the new reality in Donetsk. In a settlement within the responsibility area of the 3rd Army Corps, enemy infantry have taken positions inside buildings and are firing at our forces relentlessly. Our armored vehicles move forward carefully, approaching the enemy-held buildings, tracking every movement, and opening fire to eliminate the threat completely. The tanks fire with precision. Walls shake, windows shatter. The enemy is overwhelmed, their positions destroyed. The 63rd OMBR Tank Battalion demonstrates exactly how the invaders are defeated, combining coordination, skill, and overwhelming firepower. This latest tank battle video from the brigade shows the power of Ukraine's armored units, their discipline, their effectiveness, and the determination to reclaim every inch of territory.